Hey there, everybody. Good to see you out there. And make no mistake, we see you. Hope you're ready for a rapid-fire edition of Game Time. I'm Matt Weiner. That's 3D. Dennis Scott right over there, jamming a full Wednesday night into the next 30 minutes. First, though, the biggest news of the day was not a game or a performance, but a promise. Zion Williamson is on track to make his NBA debut next week, Wednesday. Pelicans Executive Vice President David Griffin said the team is targeted next Wednesday night at home against the Spurs for Zion's first game. The number one overall pick has spent the first half of his rookie year recovering from October knee surgery. All right, to the game. Stop number 3 in the Magic 6-game trip pitted them against the West's best in L.A. Terrence Ross thought he had something, and he had nothing.
They had nothing. The block party. JaVale McGee, get that shot out of here.
But that wasn't really representative of the first half. Orlando led by 20. Third quarter, Aaron Gordon helping himself.
Special move, pump fake. You get JaVale McGee off the feet, and then you throw it off the backboard. Tracy McGrady smiling somewhere.
Suddenly an all-star game is broken out at Staples, and then Gordon kind of dunked that, but incredible either way.
He just threw it in there.
Wow, and the Magic would lead by 21 in the second half as well. Here comes LeBron. Left-handed and one, and then Quinn Cook to LeBron for the corner 3. James, 2 of 9 from three-point range. He finished with 19 points. As a team, they hit 15 of 38. They closed the third quarter on a 22-2 run, and we've got ourselves a ball game. Markelle Fultz making stuff happen, and then Gordon again.
Unbelievable, man. Just JaVale McGee, just let him go. You just bumped him, made him jump higher.
Where's McGee going, by the way? Gordon had 21. James knocks down the pull-up 3, and it's a one-point game, 116-115. No Evan Fournier for the Magic in this game. He was out, so who's going to finish? Markelle Fultz, second career triple-double, 21 points, 11 boards, 10 assists, 1 cramp, as you see there. James
drive it, LeBron.
Nope.
Put pressure on the defense. You get calls late in the game.
9-game win streak is over.
I'm not a disappointed type of guy. We just got to be better. I'm excited about, very pleased with the way our effort. We didn't start the game out the right way, but not disappointed in anybody or anything that we did.
Yeah, the bench guys really came through tonight, specifically Quinn, and of course, as you call him, Layup.
Yeah, absolutely. Our bench is the reason why there was a game at the end, because they just came in and they produced everything that we needed.
Well, with their record, I guess you give them a little bit of a pass if on the occasional night they just don't bring the fastball in the first half, which is kind of what happened here.
Yeah, it did. You give the Magic some credit. They shot the ball well when they needed to. They got out the big lead, but they let the Lakers back in the ball game. I'm sure Frank Vogel and the coaching staff will look at the stat sheet and say, wow, our bench stepped up. Quinn Cook came in and made some shots. But at the end of the day, that last possession, LeBron, we want to see you drive it, put pressure on the defense, put pressure on the referees. You get that call most times.
Maybe had a chance to extend the game as well. First time in 22 games, the Lakers have lost to a sub-500 team, and credit to Orlando. Good team in the playoff picture in the East, and they have now won 4 of their last 6. All right, Blazers in Houston for the Rockets, second of a back-to-back after losing Tuesday night in Memphis. You saw that game right here. That's Carmelo Anthony.
And that's the bearded one. He's pretty good, man.
Well, normally, yes.
Normally, right.
Not so much in this game. This is a dunk. It's one of his 3 made buckets in 12 tries. More on that in a moment. Russell Westbrook to Harden there, and then Westbrook drives by C.J. McCollum. Melo.
Yeah, Mouse.
The former Rocket.
Yep.
Briefly. Goes for 18 and 12 on the night. Portland up by 8. Damian Lillard, offensively, just kind of torching the Rockets. Goes for the 3 there.
But it's amazing, man. Same thing. When you're feeling confident, you've been sharing, then the ball finds him back and he takes over.
Floater falls. Lillard drives. Scoops it.
Ooh, I like that.
2 of his 25, also had 7 rebounds and 7 assists. Portland led by as many as 17. Rockets jump back into it. It's Westbrook with the pull-up jumper, and then Westbrook to Ben McLemore. Triple-double for Russ, 31 points, 11 boards, 12 assists. The lead is down to 5. Melo. Catch and shoot Melo.
That's what he does. Great pass by Dame.
And then C.J. McCollum. Past Harden, works him over for the layup, 2 of his 24.
Oh, that was nice.
Portland wins it 117-107. A little advice from Melo about playing in Houston maybe for Russ there. I mentioned Harden went 3 for 12, 13 points on the night. That's his lowest scoring game since January of 18. And over his last 5, DZ, 32% from the field. Daryl Morey's going to scoff at our old school metrics here because he scored 144 points on 117 field goal attempts in that stretch. So the efficiency is still there, but is this a concern?
Yes, it's a concern because when they don't shoot the ball this well and their defense with Capella on that back line is not blocking shots, the other team is scoring like they did tonight, like Portland did, you're not going to win.
All right, likewise, the Mavericks on the back end of 2 straight. Winners in San Francisco on Tuesday. They hit Sacramento where they wouldn't have to deal with Bogdan Bogdanovic out with an injury.
Great pass.
Luka Doncic.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
So good.
So good, so unselfish. Guys run the floor hard, get to their spots because they know he's going to find them.
Maxi Kleber, 40% three-point shooter this year, knocks that down. And then Dwight Powell, always available at the rim. Doncic, 11 points, 9 assists in the first half. De'Aaron Fox was really good for Sacramento. Missed some free throws in this game. Otherwise, pretty fantastic. 13 points, 6 assists in the first half. He goes for 27, 12, and 7 rebounds.
They said, everybody's talking about the Don, don't forget about the Fox.
Third quarter, Marvin Bagley bullying his way in for the dunk. Lead is down to 5. Career high 17 assists for Doncic in this game.
Once again, Matt, guys got to the corners, guys rolling to the basket. You cut hard, I find you. Look at that pass right there. Splash, Finney Smith.
And then Luka, double teamed, finds Justin Jackson.
Okay, Josh, what's up?
Beats the buzzer.
Hey, there you go, young fella.
Dallas up by 15 through 3. Fourth quarter, Kings made a go of it, but that was a lot of Luka. They couldn't do anything with him. 20th career triple-double, 25 points, 15 rebounds, and 17 assists. This was the Mavericks' 9th straight game without Kristaps Porzingis, who they thought might be back in this one. He warmed up. They decided to ease off for now. But, you know, when it comes to game planning for Luka, and that's what teams are doing now, even though he's a 20-year-old, what's your best bet?
Your best bet is continue to be physical with him because he's still trying to figure that out and he gets frustrated at times. But when you look at the stat sheet, you see guys with 8 shots, 9 shots, 10 shots, 15 shots, 18 shots, 9, 11. That means he's sharing the basketball, Matt, to get those 17 assists. And guys are running the floors, getting to their spot. You talk about Powell, he lives at the rim for the alley-oops. But the Finney Smith, the Tim Hardaway Jr., Seth Curry off the bench, they're knocking down shots. That's why the Dallas Mavericks are continuing to win, Matt, and beating good teams they're supposed to beat tonight. That's what's fun about a Rick Carlisle team. He puts his teams in good situations to be successful.
To me, you've almost got to treat him like Giannis and wall off the paint if you can, because he's not a great three-point shooter at this point. He was 0 of 5 in this game.
Streaky.
And it seems like your best bet. Otherwise, he's operating this Mavericks offense like a maestro.
Yeah, you're saying to yourself, you treat him almost more like James Harden, because get the ball out of his hands and make someone else beat you. Because if not, they're knocking down shots on the weak side of the floor like he's showing you, and he's able to see those visions as far as finding people cutting to the basket. Now you're picking your poison.
You know, when he came in, one of the immediate criticisms was, he's not an elite athlete, right? He's not super explosive, and yet he seems to get everywhere he needs to go. How does he beat defenders night after night when the defenders are often quicker guys?
Matt, we spoke about this last week, and seeing him up close, I'm not saying he's not a great athlete. He's just a great basketball player because he knows how to get to his spot. And then once he turns that corner in the pick and roll and he's coming downhill, he's showing you now he can dunk on a 7-footer, he can dunk on a small guy. You don't let him get to his spot. And that's where he feels most comfortable now, getting to that paint.
And he is quick in short spaces.
He really
He's got that big body to hold off.
And he's stronger than what you think he is. And like I said earlier, when he ripped his jersey the other night, he's working through that frustration of guys being physical. You may not get certain calls each night, but if you keep playing hard, they respect you more.
Or maybe just auditioning for the next the Hulk movie.
That's
that could come out. I don't know. They have more of those.
Hey, you never know Mark Cuban what he's doing.
The Avengers, they've done 40 movies already. They could throw out another Hulk movie. All right, more
balls here lately where they're not making shots, and when the defense is not connected, then you see teams go in there building. There's some tough losses like Detroit. But at the end of the day, there's no panic in there. A few bumps and bruises there. They get everyone 100%. I think the Celtics will be fine.
Could have Jason Tatum back. He missed the game, the loss to Detroit on Wednesday night.
Yeah, having him back because he's one of the few guys that we know, Matt, night in, night out, he can score in so many different ways. And this year he's showing you he can be unselfish when the double team's coming. He's getting the ball to the right people. And, of course, when he and Kimball are clicking at the same time, knocking down shots, they're hard to beat. But defensively, they need to lock things back down with Tice. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but Cantor's played better defense at times, down low rebounding. That's why I said that. I can't believe I said that. But
I'm sorry.
The little bit I've said and seen, if he can keep that up with Tice, he has to if we really want to take this team serious going deep.
I'll take that a step back.
Yeah.
I even further back, I thought he had some moments defensively with Portland last year.
Yes, moments. That's right.
Not games.
Not just
but
moments.
At
Yes.
least. Milwaukee, meanwhile, continues to steamroll people. Best net rating in the league. They're just great. What has impressed you most about Giannis Antetokounmpo coming off an MVP season?
Getting back to what he does best, which is coming downhill. Yes, he's made the three-point shot more this season, Matt. He's taken a few throughout the flow of the game. But in the fourth quarter, Bud's got him back to attacking, getting to the post, getting to the paint. And when they double team, he's finding those shooters. When Malcolm Brogdon left, we were all a little nervous. But DiVincenzo, I think that's how you say it.
DiVincenzo.
He stepped up. You got Wesley Matthews stepping up. Those guys are knocking down shots, playing solid defense, so now it doesn't look that bad losing Malcolm Brogdon.
Proof really comes in springtime regarding the Brogdon loss, and for their sake, I'm still a little nervous on that front.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
As for that second game, the X-rays were negative, but so was the experience for Jamal Murray, who went down with an ankle injury late in the first half of the Nuggets' win over the Hornets on Wednesday night. Murray landed on Terry Rozier's foot while contesting a three-point attempt. Seems unlikely we will see him in that game on Thursday night, but Denver, with the second best record in the Western Conference, is also, by the estimation of many, maybe the deepest team in the league.
Hands down, if you're going 1 through 15, you got Monte Morris to step in. Michael Porter Jr. has played well. Or you get the ball to Will to Thrill. He runs the offense. But more importantly, Michael Malone really has his team playing great defense. I have to mention Jeremy Grant, also bringing in a new player. But Michael Porter Jr. now has said, if I want to get on the floor, if I want to get in the rotation, Coach Malone wants me to play defense. And he's starting to have signs because offensively, Matt, he can do all the things he needs to do on the offensive end of the floor. He has to continue to have that confidence from his teammates and coaching staff to play defense, and you can plug and play him.
And he's in a little bit of an unusual situation for a rookie at his talent level because he's on a really good team, and the minutes aren't going to be guaranteed.
Nope. You got to earn them. That's one thing about Coach Malone. You got to play that defense.
All right, Martin Luther King Jr. Day is always an important and eventful day for the league, including a triple header on TNT. The day begins on NBA TV at 2:30 Eastern Time with the Raptors and Hawks here from Martin Luther King's birthplace, Atlanta, Georgia. Then it's the Pelicans and Grizzlies at 5, Lakers, Celtics at 7:30, Warriors and Blazers at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. As we told you off the top of the show, the Pelicans have identified next Wednesday a home date against the San Antonio Spurs for Zion Williamson's NBA debut. It's not guaranteed, but that's where they're shooting for right now. He had surgery on a torn meniscus back in October and is yet to make his regular season debut. What should the expectations be when he finally gets out there?
Just go out there and have a good time. And like Griff talked about, there's no real minutes restriction. It's about going out, watching how well he's playing. When he gets winded, bring him to the bench, ask him how he feels, and just let him play. So I'm excited myself because I'll be at the Martin Luther King game on Monday. I'll be at the pregame stuff, watching him warm up, seeing the between the legs dunk, and just to see it hands-on if he's really ready to go. I can't wait like most people.
There's so much on his shoulders, and I know they've tried to take it off. They've tried to downplay how important he is, but it's not just the Pelicans. Let's be honest.
He's that good, too.
It's not just the team. It's the league. Everybody's been waiting for this guy.
Everybody's been waiting. All the hype on the fourth quarter. Now tonight, you have Russell back. His numbers look good, but you get a back-to-back L's here. So
yeah, Harden 3 of 12 from the field.
And what last night he was 13 of 39, what it was, or something crazy like that. So when the Rockets play the way they played, Jay, what was it?
He was 5 of 19 from three-point territory.
Ouch.
The head-scratching thing that you wondered about this, Westbrook, part of the issue with Russell Westbrook in these playoff games is he takes it personal and goes for these one-on-one matchups like he does against Lillard. And while Russell Westbrook puts up big individual numbers, it didn't lead to a win. Tonight, Russ was pretty efficient. He was good, but you have to wonder, and again, we weren't able to watch the game live as it was happening because we're bouncing around from game to game to game. But Harden, 3 of 12, so clearly very inefficient. But how does Harden only get 13 points?
Well, I think
they're low for Harden, by the way.
When things are going well and they're shooting the 3 and both guys are figuring out when to attack, we honestly say they look good and they could possibly come out of the West. But these last 2 games, when they don't shoot the ball well and they play against other guards who attack right back at them, then they don't look as well. So you saw what John Morant did. Now you saw what C.J. McCollum and Dame Lillard did tonight. You saw Melo get the double-double. So now when they come back at you and they don't shoot the ball well, it looks bad. It looks real bad. So now you ask yourself, Russ takes a day off, you lose, he comes back, he has a triple-double. Now James couldn't find his rhythm. Then you saw Capella. You didn't see any alley-oops tonight, right? How many alley-oops did we see tonight? Not too many because we didn't go to it in crunch time. And then you saw McLemore make a couple corner threes, but not enough tonight.
Right. Yeah, interesting game here. Houston, they've now lost back-to-back games. They've lost 3 of 4 overall. This Portland team had lost 8 of 11 coming in. This is a big win for them. They're currently on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. Damian Lillard started slow tonight but finished with 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. And after the game, he talked with Mark Jones.
Dame, as you look at the stat sheet, 25 points you ended up with. A little slow in the first quarter. How'd you get yourself going in the third quarter?
In the first quarter, I was just trying to take the opportunities. I saw there was a lot of attention on me. So I just wanted to, let the ball move. Melo was making shots, CJ was making shots, so I didn't feel a reason to try to be overly aggressive. I knew it, it's a long game. I knew I would have plenty of opportunity. In the second half, it came, and when it came, I saw it, and I just, got in attack mode and had a nice stretch.
You mentioned Melo. You guys went to him, seemingly made a concerted effort to do that early, and how much did that help to get you guys off to a good start?
It really helped because, obviously they're going to give attention to me and CJ in pick and rolls and, us bringing the ball up the floor and being able to throw it down to the block and somebody that they got to respect, and a presence that they had to honor. It gives us a different element, and I thought that was huge for us in this game.
Dame, I know your game always does most of the talking for you, but at one point, Russell and you had a little exchange. What was that all about?
It was just about the game. Right. He said something, I said something back, and it pretty much came down to who gonna have the last word. Neither one of us was backing out. So he teed us both up. I didn't think it was worthy of that, but it is what it is.
All right. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Oh, you love the rivalry between Houston and Portland now. Update from Staples Center, yet another showcase dunk by Aaron.
Excited. Luka had me excited there for a minute.
Do we have it? No, I don't think we have it, no. Update from Staples Center here. JaVale McGee.
Another block. How many is that for the night now?
JaVale's got 3 on the night.
Ooh. Get back in the ball game.
Troy Daniels.
Oh. Defender falls. He knocks it down. Oh, that's a big-time block. That's a block on a dunk from a dunk champ.
That's right. Isn't that back when they did the team-style dunk contest?
Yes.
With Terrence Ross?
Yes.
John Wall won one of those too. So 65-58 Lakers clearly cutting into the deficit. They were down by as many as 20.
Ball movement. McLemore, corner 3, pocket. They're back in the ball game.
All right,
shoot threes, that's how they get back in.
Back to Portland.
Now, come on, McLemore. You can't just let him drive around you like that.
Lillard's got 25.
Of course it is.
Ooh, look at this, a 3-way tie here at 7:33 in the East. Hayward, Dinwiddie, Simmons, all atop, Brendan. The warm-up weekdays at 6 p.m. Eastern.
I'm just glad you know I'm the star.
I do know that. Ira Winderman from the South Florida Sun-Sentinel joined the crew to discuss what Miami has done to construct a roster that is stunning the NBA.
Okay, Ira, you have 7 undrafted players. This team is achieving success like they haven't seen since LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh were all there. How are so many undrafted guys contributing to a team that's sitting 3rd in the East?
Well, part of that is the Heat have traded away so many draft choices. Sometimes you have no other choice. I mean, they gave away 2 first-round picks for Goran Dragic. They gave away a first-round pick to do the Jimmy Butler deal. So they know they have to have a developmental pipeline, and that's certainly been working with guys like Duncan Robinson and Kendrick Nunn and Derrick Jones Jr. And when you get those guys, you can make an argument. They've outperformed a lot of the first-rounders in their draft classes, so they've been lucky. The developmental pipeline is real. That's why their G League team is not nearby. It's in Sioux Falls. You go to somewhere really cold and you only concentrate on basketball, and it's worked for them so far.
All right, you take a look at the Eastern Conference standings right now, and the Miami Heat, well, they've lost a couple here, still in that 3rd spot in the Eastern Conference. Boston, Miami, Toronto, the Pacers, the Sixers, the Magic, the Nets, all in action tonight. So So we could have some movement. But B-Wood, let's talk here about these Miami Heat and what they've been doing now again tonight. Dealing with this Justice Winslow thing, which Ira Winderman's wrote extensively about, is just flat out strange. They don't have Tyler Hero tonight, but it's kind of what they've been doing all year. There have been guys coming in and out of the lineup, and they still find ways to win.
Everybody talks about a next man up mentality. The Heat actually have it. Next man up. If somebody's hurt, they always have somebody in the pipeline that can come in and play, and not only just play, but play well. So when you look at this Heat team, it's all about development. Their young guys are always ready on a nightly basis, and when their numbers call, they don't look like deer in headlights. They look like they're ready to play.
Kendrick Nunn wanted to be in that Rookie of the Year conversation. I think he's tailed off a little bit.
He'll probably be on first team all rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he won't be. Rookie of the Year is done. It's done. It's the award is already on the mantle in Ja Morant's house.
A little later on tonight, if you missed it, we'll show you Ja's interview with Dennis Scott after the game last night, as he was on center court last night.
Of course it is.
Ooh, look at this, a three-way tie here at 7:33 in the East. Hayward, Dinwiddie, Simmons, all atop our way too early leading scorers right now.
Oh, it's a very interesting list. We'll see if any of those guys can stay up there, though.
2 of the 10 underway. B-Wood, another about to tip off. That's in Miami. Earlier tonight on the show that you star on, Brendan, the warm-up weekdays at 6 p.m. Eastern.
I'm just glad you know I'm the star.
I do know that. Ira Winderman from the South Florida Sun-Sentinel joined the crew to discuss what Miami has done to construct a roster that is stunning the NBA.
Okay, Ira, you have 7 undrafted players. This team is achieving success like they haven't seen since LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh were all there. How are so many undrafted guys contributing to a team that's sitting third in the East?
Well, part of that is the Heat have traded away so many draft choices. Sometimes you have no other choice. I mean, they gave away 2 first-round picks for Goran Dragic. They gave away a first-round pick to do the Jimmy Butler deal. So they know they have to have a developmental pipeline, and that's certainly been working with guys like Duncan Robinson and Kendrick Nunn and Derrick Jones Jr. And when you get those guys, you can make an argument. They've outperformed a lot of the first-rounders in their draft classes, so they've been lucky. The developmental pipeline is real. That's why their G League team is not nearby. It's in Sioux Falls. You go to somewhere really cold and you only concentrate on basketball, and it's worked for them so far.
All right, you take a look at the Eastern Conference standings right now, and the Miami Heat, well, they've lost a couple here, still in that 3rd spot in the Eastern Conference. Boston, Miami, Toronto, the Pacers, the Sixers, the Magic, the Nets, all in action tonight. So we could have some movement. But B-Wood, let's talk here about these Miami Heat and what they've been doing now again tonight. Dealing with this Justice Winslow thing, which Ira Winderman's wrote extensively about, is just flat out strange. They don't have Tyler Hero tonight, but it's kind of what they've been doing all year. There have been guys coming in and out of the lineup, and they still find ways to win.
Everybody talks about a next man up mentality. The Heat actually have it. Next man up. If somebody's hurt, they always have somebody in the pipeline that can come in and play, and not only just play, but play well. So when you look at this Heat team, it's all about development. Their young guys are always ready on a nightly basis, and when their numbers call, they don't look like deer in headlights. They look like they're ready to play.
Kendrick Nunn wanted to be in that Rookie of the Year conversation. I think he's tailed off.
I wanted to let everybody know, in light of all the speculation that's been going on out there and people frankly just taking blind guesses as to when Zion's going to come back, based on today's practice, which was not terribly intense because we're still somewhat of the walking wounded, we're going to continue to try to get him some reps in practice. We hope to have a slightly more intense practice on either the 17th or 19th. If all goes well from that, and assuming he is cleared by then, which he is not quite yet, our anticipation is he'll play his first game on the 22nd at home against San Antonio. This process has been one that's been really, really good. We've learned a lot more than we've probably taught him, frankly. But he's getting to the point where we actually think he's as ready as he believes he is. So everything's moving in the right direction. We won't do a minutes restriction, and this is something that in general terms we sort of philosophically disagree on. I think it's not about a hard number. It's about what the bursts need to look like. It's what you're measuring him by. So when you're returned to play from a serious injury, it's not going to be a number. It's going to be a number of bursts, and you're going to judge those all fairly subjectively in terms of what he looks like.
Griff saying that Zion is a healthier version of himself at this point.
Ooh.
Hottest team in the NBA won again last night. The Jazz have rattled off 10 in a row. We'll get back to Zion here in a moment. Kawhi last night, 43 and 29. Kawhi made fast work of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Center court star. Ja took another step towards locking up the Rookie of the Year last night, going right at James Harden. Ja dropped 26, and you saw it live on NBA TV's Center Court.
Ja, we talked about it yesterday, getting to the paint, finding your shots. Take us through the night.
I was just hungry, man. We needed this win, a great team on our home court, and I was just making the reads off the defense tonight and was able to score and also dish to my teammates.
We talked about it yesterday in Shooter's Paradise. When teams back off of you, you're going to shoot the three. Take us down how you shot the ball with so much confidence tonight.
I work on it each and every day. I'm confident in my shot. The doubters said I couldn't shoot, so, I'm proving them wrong. They keep going under the screen, so I just shoot, make them pay.
We talked about this also yesterday. This is what you believed in, leaving school early, being the leader of a franchise.
Yes, sir. Point guard, that's the #1 leader on the floor. And, I'm confident in myself and believe in myself, and I know I can do it. And I have great guys surrounding me, a good supporting cast from the second man to the bottom, even the coaching staff. We have a great team, great staff, and we're just going to keep pushing.
And Coach Jenkins talked about in the fourth quarter, for you guys to grow, you had to play the kind of defense you played. You kind of grew up in front of the fans tonight.
Yeah, we was hungry, man. They got off to a great start. Was making a lot of shots. We know we had to pressure the ball a little more, force them into tougher shots, and just be smart and don't reach. And late in the game, we got some stops and was able to go and score on the other end. And credit to my teammates, man. They came out and played hard, competed since the jump ball, and we won.
Keep doing what you do.
Yes, sir. All right, boy.